Welcome to the story of God for all nations. I wouldn't want to use the word inspired, but rather I would want to say that it is an instruction. So GodFAN started because of an instruction I got from God sometime in 2021. And when the Lord spoke to me about it, I had no idea of when it would be done. And I can say that it wasn't so clear to me that um, I got to a time that I even forgot about it. But then in 2022, me and my friend Manda, we were working on a project on an album. Manda, who's one of the music directors and also a co-founder of GodFAN. But even in this process, even during this project, GodFAN didn't even read my mind. But then in mid 2022, we finished working on some of the songs, and that's when God started reminding me again of the instruction of what He had said, and it started becoming a bit clearer and clearer. We prayed about it, we fasted about it, and in October, that's when everything like really was so much clear to me. And we started off by organizing a concert that occurred on the 15th of January this year, 2023. And the concert, which was like a shadow of what was to come in terms of the arrangements and structure. And I can say it was a bit of a blueprint of what GodFAN on its feet was going to be like and more. And followed by that, I had a series of confirmations on why I was a GodFAN, towards the end of 2022. And I kept on hearing what to do, what to watch out, how to do it. And I remember there was a time I was watching one of Kayam Tetra's practice sessions for his art and worship tour, and I could feel the presence of the Lord, even though it was just a practice session. I could feel a lot was happening, and that just sat on me. And I wondered if all musicians would have this, that if all the musicians, even during their practice session, the presence of the Lord, will be evident in that manner before people go on stage. Before they go on stage, it will be so profound. And right that the Lord spoke to me, and He said that this is why I seek worshippers that worship with all that they have, every single moment and time that they open their mouth or play an instrument. GodFAN plays a very important role in the world, although it currently is running in China, and aligned with its vision, that is to equip gospel musicians and spread the gospel of our Lord Jesus Christ through music, even our art, and every single gesture that will be put or sent out there to help, to heal, to restore, to rebuild. The group is actively there to worship and to work for God. What's really in my heart is that I really want to see GodFAN grow to be exceptional in its work. I mean, every member, artist, every office within GodFAN has to be transformed in an excellent way that when God looks at us, He'll be very proud of what has been achieved because of this vision. And to that note, I envision GodFAN being a huge impact in the music industry. And mind you, I didn't say gospel industry, but I mean in the whole industry at large. Because I figure that we usually separate the two, but really, I really wish that we start seeing it in this way. When one wants to be joyful, I want us to get to a point that that person is to be able to find a suitable song, a gospel song that will fit in with him or her, Same applies with, when you're feeling down, lonely and everything, because music is the only thing that doesn't require permission to enter man. It enters without any permission, and because of this, our music has to dominate everywhere and become more popular. That is right now. It will be, if we get to a point that you'll be able to reach each and every single person at every single moment. Think of it, if our music, that preaches Christ, is everywhere, every time, on radios, the internet, the TVs, everyone will remain conscious about God. So I really hope that GodFAN, among us, his mission plan, it really, really changes the whole industry. Just as the scriptures say, I believe in the book of First Samuel, chapter 16, God looks at the heart. I remember the verse says, God looks at the heart and not the countenance of man. So I and my team, we really look at the heart that really wants to be changed, or a heart that really wants to change the world. So we select artists and members that are burning to do the work of God, that are willing to work for God. And now on the other side, that is there in the scripture also tells us that although David had the heart seeking God, and though that he also had skill, he had an excellent spirit that was already in him, and that became the fruit of his heart that the Lord was looking at. So even as we are recruiting, and signing in artists and members, we are also looking for that excellency or even that potential. But overall, we look for people who are burning for Christ. We support all artists, members financially. We also help with creative development, marketing, distribution of music, tour planning, music setups. We talk of the band, the backing vocals. And we also provide legal and business support, and access to the industry connections, and even guiding in building and maintaining one's career. There is a lot that GodFAN intends to showcase. Talking about concerts, tours, seminars, collaborations. I mean, it's a lot that is going to be done, and more importantly, the world can expect transformation. The world can expect healing, restoration coming to their lives, because the Lord has set up, the Lord has set us up on this course for a reason, and we expect to see the hand of God through all that we're going to be doing. And the concert that that we had on the 15th, it was something really great, and people, they saw the mighty hand of God. Even though some people, they didn't expect anything to happen at first, but on that day the concert was really a shocker, and everyone was transformed. And so I'm really, really convinced that there is more that is to come, and God is going to do great things for all of us. It's really amazing how I got to meet this team that I have right now. I mean, God surely plans His things well. The very first people I presented this vision to are the people that I didn't even think that we will be sitting in board meetings together. And the very first person I spoke to, and he helped me set things up, was a very good friend of mine, Mandla, who I mentioned earlier on. We met at school at GodFAN University in China, and he was my roommate actually. He became one of those people I would speak to every time about the gospel, about music, and a lot of things. So when I heard from God, I was sure of what needs to be done, about GodFAN. Thus, I ran to him and I told him right away, and he jumped in and was like, "Hey, man, let's do this thing." So he has been there since day one. Then I met Joy and Michelle. Yeah, they hold the business side of the association, and these two were actually my leaders at another ministerial group that we are in. And I knew that I needed their input in this, because these guys are very powerful ministers and wise. And then I also met Zion, who is my PA, and we met in high school, and it's really funny in how I met her. Actually, I met her through Mandla, and I don't know how Mandla met her, but I'm so sure that he had just met her also. So, they were sitting down, and Mandla just called me and say, "Hey, Zion has something similar to what you told me, and maybe we could work together." So that's how we started knowing each other and started working together. And then lastly, I met this brother of mine, Siabongam Kize. I actually wanted him to be present on the 15th of January for the concert, but I heard that he was outside the country. So I was so disappointed because I really wanted him there because of what I've seen and had, and all that he does. I mean, the guy is really gifted. So when I started putting this together, then I heard that he was back. I had to approach him. But before I did, I went to Changchun for an event, and surprisingly, he was there also. And there's a night that he was playing, him and other powerful brother by the name John Luke. Just the two of them, they were playing. And that night, I was really moved, and I remember lifting up my hands, praying and thanking the Lord of what He has just shown me. And the next day, I walked to him and I spoke to him about GodFAN. So I believe that all of these people, were strategically placed, in at the right time, at the right places by God, for this to take off. I want to say that if you hear the Lord calling you to start something, please just go ahead and do it. If you have a passion for something, pray about it and worry not, because God has it all figured out. Look, when we organized the January 15th concert, we were still under city lockdown and no one was allowed to move outside. We had all of these meetings online talking about an offline event coming, in a few months' time. Nobody knew what was going to happen. So what I'm trying to say is that just believe in God and go ahead to start it. Don't wait and say maybe when I go to this city or to this country. But my brother, my sister, please, the time is now. Once the Lord confirms it, you can just do it. Just go and do it. Forgetting whatever that whatever that you might be facing and everything. Just go and do it. The Lord provides, and also not forgetting that in whatever that you're doing, you need to be excellent, and don't deliver half-baked things, but make sure that when you start it, deliver, and the Lord will be leading you through it.